Hey guys, my name's Jake, and today we're going to talk through ambient tones. So I'm playing through a Helix. I have an AC30 in the left and a 100-watt Fender in the right. Basic ambient tone is just delay and reverb and higher mix and repeats for both of those effects. If all you had on your pedal board was just like a digital delay and a RV5, you can get away with any setting that would require you to play ambient tone. It would work just fine. And to start, I'm actually just going to demonstrate that. So I'm going to turn on my digital delay, which has a dotted eighth setting to it, and then my RV5 setting, and I'm going to roll that mix up. The decay is already pretty long, so I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm also going to go to the neck pickup, and I'm going to roll back on my tone knob just to get it real dark and kind of muddy. You can even swell into that. And that will work perfect. If your worship pastor or your keys player asks you to play like an ambient tone for a transition or a prayer moment or something, that tone would work great. But let's just build on that basic understanding and basic use of an ambient tone. So I just turned on my second delay, which is much darker. And I have this ambient setting on my Helix, and all it is a delay very much like my Memory Man, but it's sent very hard left and right, so it's ping-ponging left and right, kind of giving you this surrounding feel, and then way more reverb. There's actually another reverb in this ambient setting. It's the same RV5 setting, just significantly higher decay and significantly higher mix. And this is what it sounds like with neck pickup and tone rolled off. And even building on that, I can turn on my chorus pedal and it's just going to give it even more dimension. And you can also swell with that sound. So that also sounds fantastic. And you would fit the part perfectly, and it would be exactly what your worship pastor or what the moment would require. But let's build that on that even more. I've been doing this thing lately where I send the mix of the delay, or I'm sorry, the mix of the reverb completely 100%. So there's absolutely no dry tone coming through whatsoever. And then that ping-pongy delay that's also built into this patch is set exactly the same. And I'm also actually rolling up the mix of my always on reverb. So I'm gonna go from how it's set now, and I'm gonna gradually build into that. And once I get to that sound, I'm actually gonna take my fingers and just drone on one triad. Just a fifth, one, and the fifth again. It's just going to give this really nice, even drone sound. But before I do that, I'm actually going to turn all of this off just to demonstrate what that would sound like without any delay or reverb on. It's completely nonsensical. And if that were your ambient tone, that would not work. But let's bring all of this delay and reverb back. So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna slowly build into that 100% wet sound that I'm talking about. Go back to the neck pickup and roll off the tone. I'm going to jump to a different voicing. And if I were using this sound in a moment and the band were building around me, I would slowly bring in a brighter sound. So first I'm going to start by rolling my tone knob back to 100%. You can already hear that it's brighter. Now I'm going to go to my bridge pickup and dig in a little bit more. Then I'm going to go back to a darker sound. And that pad sound will work so well. I would say though, use this sound sparingly. And when you use it, I would communicate with your keys player to see if they're going to be doing a pad sound there or if they're going to just be playing like a really nice delayed and reverb key sound. I would just really work on that relationship with your keys player, because this sound can be extremely impactful and can fill out a whole ton of space. And the more communication you have with your keys player, who would traditionally hold down a pad sound more than an electric guitar player, I think that relationship is super important.